Hello everyone. It would seem that there's a lot of streamers having issues with the Stream Deck. From what I've seen, it's the streamers who are gamers. There happens to be a workaround, and I will show you at least a portion of that. Before I get into showing you everything, let's first talk about this whole thing going on. I've mentioned in prior recordings, but this is Ubuntu Studio. Ubuntu Studio is an operating system that happens to have Android communication protocols, meaning that it can communicate with Android phones. This operating system, though, does require a bit more technical knowledge than Windows. It's not terrible, and I think that most people can learn how to use it if they just are patient and will apply themselves. Part of the technical knowledge is knowing that it has a different way of handling things in terms of the drivers and updates, and of course what its requirements are. I've failed to look it up before starting this recording, but I believe Windows is DirectX 11 and one core of a processor or something like that. Ubuntu Studio is going to be 2 cores and just a video resolution minimum. The video resolution minimum is 1024 by 768. So as you can see with Ubuntu Studio, it uses more processor power than it does video. So it's very light on the video, but very heavy on the processing. With AMD coming out with new APUs, it's even more feasible to utilize this amazing operating system for a Stream Deck alternative, which we will get into now. What you've been seeing on the screen is KDE Connect. As I mentioned, the operating system itself has the ability to communicate with Android phones. It goes both ways. The Android phone can be used as a mouse and keyboard for the computer, or it can go the opposite direction, in which I can use this to take a photo with my phone. You can see it right there. I can access files from here. I can even see who texts me. I can get notifications for who texts me, all on the desktop. So I can do a whole bunch of things with a phone, and this is just the tip of it. There's plenty more things you can do with a phone, and we'll get into that a bit later, but I want to focus more or less on the people who are gamers. So keep that in mind. Let's just go ahead and real quickly look at the settings now, just so we can show you this. Let's see, settings, here we go. Okay, so this is the settings page. Under the settings page, you'll notice keyboard. This is where you can set the shortcuts in the operating system. If my phone is being used as a keyboard and mouse, it can access the shortcuts in the keyboard settings using KDE Connect, and it can also access OBS Studio's Connect's shortcuts, and that's more advanced. But the point is more or less focused right now on the people who are gamers and how this is a workaround for them. So how this helps. If you have an older computer that happens to be able to handle Ubuntu Studio, you can use that as your second PC for monitoring chat only. Because that's monitoring the chat, it reduces how many scenes you need on your main streaming gaming PC. From there, you're able to use OBS Studio's shortcuts to switch between the scenes, whether that be AFK, BRB, whatever people call it these days, your camera and all of that. You can sort through your scenes a lot better because now it's not as cluttered. Everything that deals with chat is now on another computer. That's how this workaround works. It's a divide and conquer method. It's to make it so you don't need as many shortcuts for OBS Studio, and everything is going to another computer for the chat. It's a really great setup, and it's not hard to set up. You don't need to worry about doing super detailed stuff with Ubuntu Studio. You don't need a capture card. You just need a PC capable of doing it. Now, let's talk about the advanced stuff. Now that you kind of understand that this is how it works if you were to do this as a streamer gamer. If you're just chatting person and you've always been on Windows, well, this might be a good time for you to switch because you can do a lot with the Android phone, as was mentioned earlier. Ubuntu Studio comes with OBS Studio and KDE Connect pre-installed. That means the second the operating system is installed on the computer, you have access to those. There's no additional installs. It will, of course, require you to understand that there's different file extensions and ways that the operating system handles all of the stuff related to the recording files and stuff of that nature. But once you get past that, you can do things like Droid Cam, I think is the name of it. Droid Cam makes it so that you can use your Android phone's camera as the webcam in OBS Studio. Now that adds another layer of stuff you can do for your stream. Let's say you're just a chatting streamer, maybe occasional cooking stream, but now you want to add a pool stream to it, for example. Well, you can do that, because what you can do now is your main streaming PC that's running Ubuntu Studio in this scenario can now use your phone as the webcam, and you can just take it right out to the pool with you. From there, the computer is doing all the encoding while the phone is only being used as the camera. It's pretty amazing what you can do with an Android phone and just applying yourself to a new operating system. So you can see where I was saying that's just the tip of it, because I'm sure you can probably do a lot more than I'm aware of with this operating system. I haven't had a lot of time to really sort through Ubuntu Studio. It recently came out with like 20.04 or something like that, so a lot has changed, and it has access to a lot more. Another good use of this operating system outside of streaming is because it's more secure than Windows. If you're like, I don't know, trying to do like web games or stuff and you're accessing questionable websites, well, Ubuntu Studio is not prone to some of the same problems in terms of security as Windows is, so you're a little bit safer doing browsing here, or maybe accessing Discord games or or those kinds of things. Another great use is in it being a home server, well, quasi-home server. I'll go and show you that real quickly. Is this not on my thing right now? Let me see. For some reason it doesn't want to capture this. Oh, maybe it's this? Okay. Never mind, I figured it out. Okay, this is Keypass. There's different versions of Keypass that Ubuntu can access, but basically it's a password safe. So let's go back to the scenario where this is a 2 PC setup and you're using this exclusively for watching chat. Well, you can also use it for storing all of your passwords securely. So like if you ever forget a password to your main PC, then you can just look over at the other PC, see what the password is, and then type it in. It's really amazing at what you can do if you just sit there and think about it and then apply it. But like I said, I mean, this is only a small portion of what you can do, I imagine. And maybe in a few years, if this gets more popular, then maybe there'll be even more stuff. But for now, that's really all I can say on it. I do recommend trying this before committing, because this is a free operating system. You can do what's called a dual boot. You can install this operating system alongside Windows in your main PC and just try it. And then if you like it, well, commit to using, or you're going to use an older PC, I guess. But either way, if you use your current PC or an older PC and you like it, commit to it. You can build a PC specific to this stuff. As a matter of fact, that's what I've been doing as of late. I've been advising people that I know personally to build a micro PC specific to this, so they can, do their daily browsing, do recordings, or something, because you can do a whole bunch of stuff with this. But a micro PC, in the scenario of it being for a cooking stream or outdoor stream, would be a lot easier than your normal mid-size PCs, because then you can pick it up easier and stuff of that nature. So, yeah, that's about all I have. Thanks for listening.